Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, February 3rd, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Hey, folks, that snow the other day was weak in my book, but I do hear that it's supposed to get cold today and tomorrow. George will clue us in a little bit later, but I'm hearing like winter cold, so maybe there is still a chance we will see some winter after all. Now, Punxsutawney Phil did see a shadow, so take that for what it is. Well, there is a bunch of news, and we have Canines and Crosstreks, so you want to sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? We usually start out with police news, and today is no exception, but today it's good police news. Hopefully you know about our CIT, or Crisis Intervention Team, here in Anne Arundel County. They are world-renowned, seriously, and they do incredible work. Well, now they have launched a brand new podcast called CIT Today. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts, and you do want to definitely check it out, learn about what they do, learn about how they do it, and learn about some of the neighbors that they've helped. I, for one, am so glad that we have this resource here in the county. All right, start your engines or your stomachs. Annapolis Restaurant Week is nearly here. February 25th through March 5th are the dates, and there's more than 40 area restaurants participating, and it is a perfect time to try something new or head back to an old favorite. I do a little bit of both. Check out all the participating ones and their special menus at AnnapolisRestaurantWeek.com. And while we're talking about restaurants, if you live up in the Dena or you want to head up that way, which you probably should, there is a new grill in town. Don Pancho's Mexican Grill at 2412 Mountain Road. They just opened up on Wednesday, and while I didn't get a chance to get there yet, the menu does look pretty good. This is in the same place as Lista's Grill was, and they ended up closing during the pandemic after 47 years. And in the why do I keep getting these crazy emails category, a somewhat depressing listicle. BetMaryland.com has ranked Maryland as the 7th loneliest state on Valentine's Day. I'm not sure that Bet Maryland is the know-all and be-all of love, but they claim that because we're not Google searching for Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge enough, we must be lonely. I'll tell you what, Bet Maryland, maybe it's the opposite, and because we're not searching for the dating sites, we're happy. That's what I'm going with. Anyhow, according to BetMaryland.com, the 10 loneliest states are, from number 10, Nebraska, Utah, Colorado, Maryland, New York, California, Washington, Connecticut, Oregon, and the loneliest state in America, Massachusetts. Well, it is Friday, and we are back with our weekly Canines and Crosstreks. The SPCA has the Canines, and Subaru has the Crosstreks. And every Friday, we get to play with an adoptable pup. And at noon, you want to check out eyeonannapolis.net for the irresistible photos and information on how you can give that pup a forever home. Do you have some room in your heart and home for a loyal companion? You want to be sure to hang out and check out our segment with Cyrus this week, a very cool, middle-aged, purebred Maltese with a bit of a Napoleon complex, I think. And as we wrap it up, do me a favor and sign up for our weekly newsletter of events in the area. It does go out on Fridays at 12:30 p.m. You can sign up on the forum on eyeonannapolis.net, or I will leave a link right here in the show notes. Many thanks, as always. Here is some podcast news for you. Tomorrow on the Local Business Spotlight, you're going to hear from Geeks on God and People Builders Consulting. Next week, I'm thinking it's going to be Fairway Mortgage. I have a little bit to do on that one, but I think that's a good bet. All right, now it is time to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world, and if we do, please leave a review somewhere or tell a friend to give us a listen. We also want to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, WTMD, and Alpha Engineering. It's Friday and the weekend is here, so now it's just time to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, keep shopping local. Other than that, we're going to see you on Monday. Now hang tight. George Young from DCMD VA Weather is here with the only locally forecast weather report you're going to find. And Billy, Kelly, Cyrus, and me are coming up in Canines and Crosstreks, so do hang around for that. All that coming up in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMD VA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMD VA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMD VA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, February 3rd. Yesterday provided a fairly decent day for the first day out of 3 total of the polar bear plunge in the waters of the Chesapeake Bay at Sandy Point State Park in Annapolis. But today and tomorrow will be a different story with very cold conditions outside each day. Look for highs today only in the mid-30s or so, with fairly strong winds gusting over 35 miles per hour at times, to be followed by an even colder day Saturday with AM temps in the 11 to 18 degree range, with PM highs then only around 25 to 33 degrees despite ample sunshine. But then it warms back up starting Sunday with Sunday's highs around 45 to 50 degrees, followed by upper 40s to lower 50s Monday, with Tuesday's highs in the mid-50s to maybe lower 60s in spots across the region. Okay, that's it for today and this week. This is George Young of DCMD VA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and stay warm, especially if participating in the 2023 Polar Bear Plunge. And don't forget, follow DCMD VA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, and definitely be sure to download the DCMD VA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, and subscribe to our weekly newsletter on our website so you can always stay weather informed.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better, knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Anne Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks. Sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
We are back here at the SPCA of Anne Arundel County with Billy Sadler from Annapolis Subaru and Kelly Brown, who is the chief dog and cat person here at the SPCA.
New title every week.
I like that.
I wear all kinds of hats here. See?
We do have a special guest named Cyrus that's going to be joining us in just a minute. But real quickly, Kelly, I saw on Reddit this weekend, and they said, what the heck is with the line out on Bay Ridge in front of the SPCA on
that
Saturday?
Line that we keep hearing about.
Is it people coming to meet Kelly?
Could be.
Yeah. That's us. We have our vaccine clinic.
That's what I kind of thought it was.
Yes.
Now, how do those work, and when do they when do you do your thing with
Well, we typically have them 2 times a month, and the good thing about it is that we're trying to cater to people that may not be able to afford the vaccine costs, so it's lower, more affordable costs, and we offer it for dogs and cats, and it does get a little bit backed up, but we do it for 2 hours in the morning, and it ends up being probably about 3 hours.
You brought a guest in next to you over there.
I did because so Annette is our clinic manager. So she's going to just say what we do offer for vaccines, because I think a lot of people do wonder. I think it can be very confusing, because sometimes I even get confused with all my animals and stuff on what vaccines you need and when you need them and things like that. But she's just going to list what's available here.
Hi, well, to let you know what we order or offer, we usually go with the core vaccines first. Cats usually get their distemper vaccines. We like to start those between 6 and 8 weeks. Puppies can also start between 6 and 8 weeks, and they'll get a series. That is a distemper vaccine, also known as the DA2PP, which will be distemper, parvovirus, parainfluenza, and the adenovirus. That protects you from the vaccines out there. The most important one is really the parvovirus that we see a lot around here. We do offer a lepto vaccine, which is for dogs that are going outside in the backyard, may come in contact with wildlife, drinking out of puddles because it is carried by urine. So a lot of people are opting to get the lepto vaccine now. And then the regular ones, if your animal usually is above 12 weeks, by law it will need the rabies vaccine. The first one is always good for a year. After that one, if you come in 30 days before that one expires, your next one's good for 3 years. And the county requires you to have rabies for cats, dogs, and ferrets.
What a great service you guys provide. After this airs, the lines are going to be even longer onto the road.
You must have an appointment.
There you go.
To call and make an appointment, can you do that online? That would be at aacspca.org, or do you have to call?
Nope, you could just go online. It's all by the computer. You pick out what vaccines you need. When you pick out the vaccine, a little blurb pops up, tells you what it does, what age you should have it at.
And you have a time? Do you have a time slot too, or is it just sort of first come first serve when you get there?
Well, you do pick a time slot, and it's a minute time slot that holds your spot in line.
Okay. Well, we've got somebody that's joining us today too, and that's Cyrus sitting in your lap, isn't it?
Right. I got Cyrus here, and he is a beautiful Maltese, and he's neutered, of course, and he's 7.5 years old, and he's blind in one eye, and he's got a little bit of a cherry eye on the left side, but it's not, as you can see, it's not hurting him at all. And he's just a small, fun guy. He's been hanging out in my office, and he's a little bit shy, but then he becomes super friendly.
He's got a luscious head of hair.
I know. He really does. And that's the thing. When you get a dog like this, you have to remember there's going to be some grooming involved.
I mean, that flow is beautiful.
Now, Maltese are hypoallergenic too, aren't they? Are they one of the ones that...
I know Yorkies are.
Yeah, I know Shih Tzus are and Poodles are.
Yeah.
I think
They
Malteses are
have
too.
the hair that needs to be groomed and combed constantly.
Right.
Because it's more like...
This dog is like, it's like silk.
I mean, you've just been sitting over there
playing. I'm just curling it.
Yeah.
It's like, he's so sweet. So, yeah, so he came in just on Sunday. But I've taken him around. He's gone to Starbucks, and he's great in the car. That's right. He went downtown he met the mayor, and so that was fun. And,
Wait, he met the mayor?
He met the mayor. We went down for the Heart Health Foundation. They were putting up the sign there to start Heart Health Month here in Maryland, and so he got to go.
Sounds like he might be sad when he leaves.
I know.
He's had a pretty solid 2 days,
God.
I would say.
He's like, yeah, he's
Kelly,
all
you have
around
quite the
town.
affinity for the smaller,
I do.
the smaller dogs.
Everybody knows that. I admit it. I love the big dogs too, but I definitely, as you can see, love the little ones.
He's a chill little dude.
He is so chilled.
And 7.5.
Yep, 7.5 years old.
Aw.
Yeah.
And
He looks a little lover boy too.
He doesn't look a day over 3.
3. I know. He does look like a little puppy.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the small ones. They always look younger, don't they? So what you got going on, Billy?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. This month is actually Subaru Loves to Help month. So we not only help our 4-legged friends or 3-legged friends, depending if they're an underdog or not. No, we've actually partnered with the Lighthouse Shelter here in Annapolis. We've been working with them for a long time. They're they do a lot of really great work for the less fortunate, our homeless population here. And one of the things that we are doing this month is we are collecting socks. Socks are one of the most requested items of clothing from the Lighthouse Shelter, and our goal is to collect over 1,000 pairs of socks.
How do we get them to you?
Well, preferably unused socks.
I was just going to say that.
Don't be
if you
bringing
have to use ones, go burn them at the Maritime Museum in a month or so. But that's,
right.
No, so you can drop them off at Annapolis Subaru anytime you come in. You don't have to buy a car when you drop the socks off.
That's always good to know.
Do we get a car
it's
if we
an option, right?
I was going to say, do we get a car if we drop off socks?
Yeah, I mean, if you drop off the socks, then we'll help you find a vehicle that meets your needs and fits in your budget, and do it all in a timely manner.
There you go.
But yeah, so we're also going to have a booth set up at Hearts and Hounds.
Oh, that's right. That's all part of, and you'd mentioned Maryland Heart Health Month.
That's right.
And that's happening February 19th.
February 19th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And we're going to have the health department there, Anne Arundel County Fire Department. They're going to be demoing some vascular screening. So we're partnering up with Heart Health Foundation.
And that's all at Pause at the Mall, right?
That's right. It's going to all be happening right there at the mall. So.
Yeah, we're going to be there, and we're going to be handing out customized dog tags. Right? But you have to bring in a new pair of socks
to
or
get
a new set of socks. Yeah, it's a basic human need, especially if you're out in the elements and dealing with stuff like we got earlier in the week. And
that's right.
We're excited about surpassing our goal and figuring out how many, I'm not sure who's going to be the one that counts every pair at the end to see if we surpass 1,000. That'll probably fall on me.
I think it's you.
I can't wait to see how many you come up with.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I bet you beat 1,000.
I would hope so.
It's a great cause. That's fabulous. You guys give so much in the community, so we all thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just pets.
Not just pets.
We like humans as well.
We talked last week about the adopt-a-cages and adopt-a-runs. How did that come out?
Really great. We've actually been getting a great response, so we thank the community for stepping up, and it's going to be fun. We're in the process of getting all the signs made, so probably in about a month, if everybody walks through, you're going to see all these wonderful people that stepped up, and they're doing either their businesses or in honor of or in memory of.
Yeah, I had a employee, actually, somebody that works for us, a very important member of our staff, who will remain unnamed. She adopted a well, you know what? I'll read this letter.
That would be great. I think we should share
that she gave along with the check for adopting a kennel. So I'll try to get through this without shedding a tear. Many years ago, I had the pleasure of adding a beagle from the SPCA to my family. I met her at a community event hosted by Growls Market in Cape Sinclair, where your volunteers and mobile unit were present. That pup instantly stole my heart. We enjoyed more than a decade of life together. Even though Shiloh is no longer among us, her spirit remains, and our time together is cherished. Had it not been for your volunteers and the generosity of Growls Market, hosting one of their many community events, the opportunity to have Shiloh in our family may have never happened. With that in mind, please accept this donation for your Adopt a Kennel program to ensure that other deserving pups have a chance to complete a family as Shiloh did. Thank you for all that you do to protect the animals and enhance the lives of our community. Sincerely.
Is that
That's
amazing?
awesome.
What a beautiful letter.
Yeah.
That is
Shiloh was
unbelievable.
great.
Oh, amazing. That's why we do what we do every day. I mean, just to hear those words, it's just so touching, and it's so sad when we lose them, but my gosh, the difference they make in our lives.
Adopt a kennel,
Yeah.
adopt a run, adopt a cage, AACSPCA.org. You can go there. You can also sign up for the vaccine clinic. Go get your critters vaccinated if you're having a tough time, and
Buy some socks and bring them to Annapolis Subaru.
definitely go to you can go to Kohl's or Target or something like that and get a bunch of them and bring them to Annapolis Subaru because we want to fill up their bins and make sure that they have thousands of socks to give to the lighthouse.
Yeah, one thing that we had some people doing last year as well was they were going on Amazon and buying the socks and just having them shipped to Annapolis Subaru when we were putting them in the bin. We'd like you to come in. We want to see who's doing it. But if you're not able to, that's a way to donate as well.
Well, we will certainly help to make that happen. So
that's awesome.
SPCA's in.
Hearts and Hounds at the Mall, February 19th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Bring your well-behaved pup out to the mall. You can get a custom dog tag if you bring a sock.
Only if you bring socks.
Bring a sock. Preferably two socks. Preferably two socks.
Does one count?
One sock would be weird. It's like that one shoe on the side of the road. Like, why is it always one?
Where is that?
Why is it always one shoe?
But you do want to check out Cyrus's bio at aacspca.org, as well as all the other wonderful animals they've got here. And as well, you want to go to AnnapolisSubaru.com and check out all they've got there. They've got more than just canines and Crosstreks. They've got Solteras and everything else that goes along with it.
Outbacks, Ascents, Imprezas. Foresters.
All right. Well, we will see you next week. Cyrus, thank you so much for your time. And Annette, thank you so much for explaining about this. This is a great service that the SPCA offers to the county. And certainly Annapolis Subaru is supporting these guys in such a huge way. But thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.
Face it, your kids are young, you're older than ever, and musically, your life is a demographic nightmare until now. TMD's Saturday Morning Tunes live concert series is back, this time in Annapolis with Jimmy's Chicken Shack. Throw the whole gang in the minivan of destiny and meet us at Maryland Hall for a family-friendly set by the righteously rockin' Jimmy's Chicken Shack, Saturday morning, February 11th. Tickets are cheap, parking is free, and music the whole fam can enjoy is priceless. So join us as Jimmy's Chicken Shack comes home to roost at Maryland Hall in Annapolis, Saturday, February 11th at 10 a.m. Made possible in part by the Peabody Institute of the Johns Hopkins University. Tickets online at WTMD.org.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.